My name is Rowan Hale. I'm 26 years old. At 18, my parents handed me a duffel bag, opened the front door, and told me I needed to figure life out on my own. 8 years later, they sat in a courtroom trying to convince a judge I wasn't capable of managing a $3.1 million inheritance. This is how that decision backfired on them. In my house, image mattered more than people. My older brother, Liam, was the family success story. Awards, scholarships, the one my parents proudly introduced at every gathering. I was the quiet one. Creative, thoughtful, asking questions they didn't like. My father used to say, "We invest where we see results." On my 18th birthday, he decided I wasn't one. There was no shouting, no drama, just a calm conversation where they explained I had 1 week to move out. No money, no backup plan. "You'll grow faster this way," my mother said. That night, I slept in my car behind a supermarket. The only person who treated me like I still mattered was my grandmother, Evelyn. She'd invite me over, feed me, let me stay when things got rough. She didn't criticize. She simply listened. She saw more than she let on. Years passed. I worked, saved, rented small rooms, and kept distance from my family. Then Evelyn passed away. I went to the wall reading expecting something sentimental. Instead, I walked into a room where my parents and brother were already smiling confidently. The lawyer began reading. Per the instructions of Mrs. Evelyn Hale, her entire estate, valued at approximately $3.1 million, is left to her grandson, Rowan Hale. The room went quiet. Then my mom smiled. "That's lovely. Rowan will need our help managing it." My dad nodded. "It's a lot of responsibility for him." The lawyer didn't look up. The will specifically states that no family member may act as advisor, trustee, or representative. Their expressions changed instantly. They weren't surprised I inherited the money. They were surprised they had no access to it. 2 days later, my brother showed up at my apartment. "Dad's already planning investments for you," he said, sitting down like he owned the place. "You'll mess this up without us." "I'm not handing over control," I said. He laughed like I was joking. A week later, my lawyer called. "Someone tried to access your estate account claiming you gave verbal permission." I knew exactly who that was. Soon after, strange things started happening. Anonymous complaints to my landlord. Unfriendly looks from people I used to know. Rumors spreading that I had somehow pressured my grandmother into changing her will. For a few days, the doubt came back. Then I found a small envelope my grandmother had given me years earlier. Inside was a note. "When people panic, they make mistakes. Stay calm and let them." That's when I stopped reacting and started preparing. I documented everything: messages, incidents, witnesses. I hired a financial planner, bought a modest home, focused on my work. Then I met Victor. He was a retired estate attorney and a longtime friend of my grandmother. After hearing what was happening, he said something I'll never forget. "Evelyn expected this. She designed the estate to protect you if they tried to interfere." The will had a special clause. If any family member attempted to interfere, misrepresent me, or access the funds, it would automatically strengthen my legal position against them. She hadn't just protected me. She had planned for this. And they walked straight into it. Because the next thing they did was public. They filed a court petition claiming I wasn't capable of managing the estate and requested control over it. They tried to have a judge take authority away from me at 26 years old. That was their biggest mistake. In court, their lawyer described me as inexperienced and irresponsible. Then Victor stood up. He presented the bank report, the messages, the complaints, and my grandmother's written note predicting this exact move. "If they attempt to take what is not theirs," she wrote, "it will show why Rowan deserves it." The judge didn't take long. Petition denied. Formal warning issued. Case closed. After that, things changed quickly. Word spread. People saw what had really happened. My father's workplace became uncomfortable for him. My mother's social circle grew distant. My brother's relationship fell apart after the details became public. Meanwhile, my life quietly improved. Not because of the money, but because I finally understood something my grandmother had been trying to teach me for years. I didn't need their approval. One evening, I drove past the house I had been asked to leave at 18. The paint was fading, the yard overgrown. For years, that house represented my lowest moment. Now, it felt like a chapter I had outgrown. I sat there for a minute and said something I had never dared to say before: "I decide what I'm worth." Then I drove away, and I never looked back.